Hello everyone! Now in today's video, I'm going to answer a question. And the question is, as it stated in the title, is it possible to future-proof a computer? I haven't stated gaming computer for a reason, because it's practically impossible, depending on what your definition of future-proofing is. But also in this video, I'm going to take the time to use the reasoning that I mismatched my parents' new computer that I just built them as to how to future-proof a PC. Firstly, for those that don't understand what future-proofing is, to me it's a pretty self-explanatory concept. It's like buying a larger car than what you need just in case you decide to have kids. You have future-proofed your family on possible changes in the future. And the idea of future-proofing a computer is that you make it last excessively long. Some parts can't be future-proofed. In a way, you can't future-proof a hard drive to a degree. If you run your operating system off an SSD, that does help the hard drive last longer. You're not using your hard drive for everything, but your hard drive is only going to last as long as the hard drive can. The only way to future-proof your storage is to go all SSD, but even then, there is a limit. And even with gaming computers, they're excessively hard to future-proof because the idea that game makers have is that they build for current hardware. So eventually, the graphics card that you put in will have run its course, and you probably need to get a new one. Let's look at my parents' PC and how I went about future-proofing it. Firstly, I got them a 6-core 12-threaded processor. Firstly though, with that, you need to understand what mum wanted. It was something that mum and dad could use just for normal parent stuff, like checking the internet, checking the news, mostly with the internet. Internet banking, emails, Word documents, just the normal crap. Normal daily household crap that a computer can be used for. I've got 4 younger brothers, but 3 of them are still in school. And mum wanted something that would be good for them. Now what I built them will be good for them at the moment. It will do the job. That was the idea of the build currently, that it does the job with good upgrade paths, basically. But mum wanted something that would be even better than what they currently need, just in case my little brothers decided to pick a subject that needed more computing power with either the CPU or the GPU. So with that, let's get to the parts. The CPU I picked was a AMD R5 1600AF, which is basically a downclocked 2600. I can't remember what RAM I picked, but it was at speeds of 3200 at CAS latency 16, I believe. The motherboard I picked was MSI Mortar, it was a B450M Mortar Max, I think. I could be wrong. I'm usually really good at remembering parts, but isolation is doing my head in. So yeah, so with that motherboard, it allowed me to do a BIOS flashback as done in the video that I've got carded coming up. But also, it's got 4 DIMM slots for the RAMs. So for the current 2x8 GB sticks that is in the system, it's just a simple upgrade of 2 more sticks of the same RAM. And it should all be good if that is needed. And the graphics card is where it becomes mismatched. It is NVIDIA, it's an Asus NVIDIA. It's an Asus branded card. It's a Asus GT710 from NVIDIA, or an NVIDIA GT710 from Asus. Anyway, that's where it's mismatched. The idea with the graphics card is that it does the job. The CPU doesn't have onboard graphics, so it needs a graphics card. Because I was looking at future-proofing the system as best as I could, mismatching the parts was the way to go. Because that allows, in the future, if any one of the 3 little brothers I've got still in school decides, you know what, I want to do media or film and television or something in school, and that's going to require some form of better GPU and maybe some more RAM, that's all that has to be changed. You don't have to basically spec out a whole new computer. So that's that. So that's how I future-proofed the system. I future-proofed it by having good parts where necessary. 6 cores, 12 threads will be good in the future. It's good now, it will still be good in the future. But also having a crappy GPU that doesn't cost much, where it's just a simple upgrade for something that would be better than what we can get now, was a smarter choice. as well as 16 gigabytes of RAM at that speed is awesome at the moment, and it's a simple upgrade of just get the same kit again and you've doubled your RAM. So that's how I future-proofed Mum's system. And not everyone's going to need a future-proofed system. In hindsight, if I built Mum and Dad a non-future-proof system, it was going to last them as long as this system will last them. That wasn't going to change. For what they need, any computer would last them as long as the parts last for. If you're speccing out a computer for people that are under similar situations, so they need something for now, but they might need to upgrade it in 2 years' time, maybe, heck, maybe even 1 year, but they need something now, then sure, go with this future-proofing route as much of a case of a go cheap where necessary, and maybe go a little bit higher end where necessary as well. But if who you're building the computer for doesn't need anything for the future, like what they need is going to be for now and for the future, and no changes are going to happen on the current plan, then there's no need to future-proof a computer. Just get what is necessary. And in terms with gaming computers, you can apply the same logic of just get a good CPU and a crappier GPU that does the job for what you currently need. But at the same time, to me, that's not necessary. Just get what you need currently, because you can still upgrade that later on and you're saving money with that anyway. So yeah, future-proofing is really an ugly word with PC hardware. It's an excessively hard thing to do because it really can't be done. And with that, it can only be done where it makes sense, and the use cases where it makes sense are very few and far between, because it's a computer. You build a computer to do a job, you usually know what that job is going to be. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button down below, be somewhere, hold up, different hand, down here, another hand. Hit that subscribe button somewhere down here, I think. And I hope that you all join me for when I put the next video. See ya!